Welcome, and welcome to ComeHangOut, the new home of the unsure gamer. Now, you may be asking yourself, the who? Well, that's fair. Not everyone will remember to review classics such as, was the SNES library actually trash? Or why do people think King K. Rool is so hot? Are skellies even people? Unfortunately, such reviews have been scoured from the net at this point with no hopes of resurfacing. In any event, I'm back and better than ever, thriving on ComeHangOut, a channel so inclusive that even I was invited. Golly gee. But yeah, today, as you may have guessed, assuming our thumbnailer one Tyrese Witherspoon aka Legally Black has done his job by the time this video uploads, this will be a review on the game Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. Now, this is apparently one of the channel regular's favorite games of all time. He claims that it is a three-way rotation between this, Celeste, and now The Messenger after his recent playthrough of it. Do feel free to check that out as well. Honestly, I never watched it, but I assume he'd appreciate a plug. Anyway, yeah, Shantae, and the Pirate's Curse specifically. Now, this game was a pretty big deal when it originally came out, October of 2014. Oh, what a year it was. The game was kind of a big deal, because it hadn't been since Risky's Revenge that we had a Shantae game made. And that game, cute as it was admittedly kind of mid and certainly not nearly as memorable as its predecessor, the original Game Boy Color Shantae game, which has been a cult classic basically since its inception, and all the more so failed to stack up to what would be its successor, Pirate's Curse. Now, Jake is one of them pirate fanboys, the regular that I was talking about who loves this game so much. And he loves him some Risky Boots, the main antagonist of the series. Or at least she was until this game, where the player actually has the privilege of fighting alongside her against the pirate master who is threatening to resurrect himself or something. I don't know really, I skipped the opening cutscene if we're being honest. Shit was boring. I can see where Jake is coming from with his lust for this purpley grayish woman. Her boots are quite stylish. I don't really see the big deal about this change, about like teaming up with Risky, seeing as all Risky really does is act as Shantae's personal chauffeur. Pirate Queen acting awfully subby if you ask me. And Shantae is even subbier. Look at her getting all shy and shit when she does something or another with a library card within the first 30 minutes of the game. What a bottom. Would love it if Risky were to top, but we all know that Roddy tops! Roddy Tops is the name of Shantae's zombie friend if you weren't in the know. Remember folks, explaining the joke never kills it. Education is important. Always educate your audience when they look at you funny and or if you just plain know better than they do. I know comedy. I am a comedy god. But that's not why we're here. Shantae is certainly a game, that much can be said. As to whether or not I like it, well, I'm not honestly too sure. There's certainly a lot of elements that I have been known to find enjoyable. Witty banter, cheeky dialogue, lots of skin and ample bosoms. But the gameplay is honestly pretty mid. Or, well, it is in the main quest during a first playthrough anyway. You see, some people have called this a Metroidvania due to its somewhat explorative nature and need for backtracking. You unlock some combat and some movement options as you clear each dungeon and acquire a new article of pirate clothing like boots or weapons like a pistol. The only ones I really give any amount of shit about though are the hat and the cannon. The hat you get early enough on, I suppose, but the cannon is such a late game pickup that it might as well have no fucking function. You only get to use it in like one dungeon and then the end area. It's really, honestly, quite disappointing. That is to say, outside of pirate mode, the superior gameplay method. A mode where you start out with all your pirate equipment unlocked and available to use right out of the gate. A speedrunner's wet dream to be sure. But you only get access to this mode after you slog through the first mid-borderline boring playthrough. And by then, you might very well have seen enough. Now, the game isn't hard, necessarily. Not really, anyway. But it will punish haphazard gameplay, like in ComeHangOut's playthroughs. Yes, playthroughs, plural. One with Jake and Fritz on normal mode, and another with Jake, Fritz, and Ty on pirate mode. The latter was probably the better of the two, not that I can say for sure, but yeah. Use your own judgment. As stated, Jake has always glazed this game as one of the most enjoyable games he has ever played. I can only imagine that this is due to the game's charm and sense of humor, which are honestly, even in my opinion, top-notch. The rest of the game though, well, I don't know. I'm not too sure how I feel about it other than the Run Roddy Tops section was really obnoxious and Mudbug Island was complete and utter horse shit. Talk about a difficulty spike. Jesus Christ. Like, I know I said the game isn't super hard or anything, but this is where it starts to punish you real hard if you've been playing like an abject spider expert until this point. Throughout the game, there are two primary collectibles. not counting gems and purchasable upgrades. These are heart squids and dark magic. The squids are totally unnecessary, but will aid you in their innate ability to be converted into an additional health container for every 4 that you bring back to the squidsmith. Which, by the way, it's a fucking crime, the fact that she has no in-game portrait. Fuck that! Her sprite is super hot! So yeah, heart squids can become health, and dark magic is required to get the true ending or something. I never didn't get all the dark magic, so I don't really know how it ends without it. Yeah, there are 20 clouds of it, which you obtain after defeating the various cacklebats hidden throughout the game's overworld. It's not too bad hunting them, honestly. I actually found most naturally just by exploring the various biomes the game had to offer. There were maybe like 1 or 2 that I would classify as tricky, but even then it didn't require any research to be done as far as looking up solutions go. What I did look up, though, was Shantae Rule 34, and goddamn there's quite a lot of it out there. Thank God for that. But we're not here to talk about that. Don't look that shit up if you're not an adult, by the way. Not for babies. Go away. Fuck, where was I? Yeah. Game is tight enough, plays well, and is charming and funny. Do I like it? Honestly, I'm not sure. Game had a giant spider, so I'll give it an additional 2 spectrum points, but I have to dock it 4 first for having its initial gameplay mode being significantly less fun than pirate mode, at least in my opinion. So I guess it gets an 8 out of 10 on the unsure scale for me. Anyways, I've been the Unsure Gamer. You can find me in all future vids I do here on ComeHangOut. But for now, I got a blast. Thanks folks, I look forward to seeing you next time.